In this episode, we dive into the extraordinary story behind one of motorsport's most dominant forces, Red Bull. What started as a bold beverage idea turned into a global brand, a media giant, and ultimately one of the most powerful empires in modern Formula One. Long before F1, Red Bull began in an unlikely place, a Thai energy tonic called Krating Dang. In the early 1980s, Austrian entrepreneur Dietrich Mateschitz discovered this drink while traveling and immediately saw something more, not just a product, but potential. In 1984, he partnered with Krating Dang's creator, Shaleo Jovintia, and together they founded Red Bull GmbH. By 1987, the first Red Bull energy drink was launched in Austria, but this wasn't just another soft drink. By positioning it as a bold premium product aimed at active, ambitious, and adventurous lifestyles, Red Bull didn't just enter a market, it created one. Even the logo tells a story. Hidden in plain sight, the vertical Austrian flag colors are subtly embedded into the Red Bull logo, a quiet reminder of the brand's roots, its identity, and its national pride. Today, Red Bull is widely considered as one of Austria's largest and most influential companies. And yet, the structure behind the brand is surprisingly clever. The actual beverage production is handled by partners like Roh, one of Austria's major soft drink manufacturers. Red Bull itself focuses on branding, marketing, media, and storytelling. They don't just sell drinks, they sell attention. And this philosophy naturally led them to sport. Not traditional advertising, but extreme sports, daring events, and high-risk, high-reward visibility. Sooner or later, motorsport was inevitable. Red Bull first entered Formula One as a sponsor. But sponsorship was never the end goal. They wanted control, so they took a bold step, acquiring their own Formula One team. By the mid-2000s, Red Bull Racing was born. And from the very beginning, this wasn't a side project. Smart recruitment, long-term thinking, and one key decision changed everything. Adrian Newey, one of the greatest designers in Formula One history. What followed was nothing short of domination. Between 2010 and 2013, Red Bull Racing ruled Formula One. 4 consecutive Drivers' Championships, 4 consecutive Constructors' Championships, with one name at the center, Sebastian Vettel. Precision, aerodynamics, absolute control. Red Bull was no longer the fun, rebellious newcomer. They were the benchmark. But Red Bull didn't stop at one team. In 2005, they acquired Minardi, transforming it into Toro Rosso, and later into AlphaTauri, and lately Racing Bulls. Today, that team competes as Racing Bulls. This second team was never just a backup. It was a talent pipeline, a development platform, a laboratory. It delivered memorable victories. Monza 2008 with a young Vettel, and Monza again in 2020 with Pierre Gasly. As of today, Red Bull operates 2 Formula One teams, Red Bull Racing, valued among the most expensive teams on the grid, and Racing Bulls, a strategically priceless asset for talent and technology development. And then came a new era, Max Verstappen, the youngest race winner in Formula One history, from raw aggression to calculated dominance. Together, Verstappen and Red Bull defined the modern F1 era, riding records, breaking limits, and reshaping expectations. But Red Bull's ambition was no longer limited to chassis and aerodynamics. When Honda announced its exit, Red Bull made another bold move. They created Red Bull Powertrains. For the first time, Red Bull wasn't just racing cars, they were building the heart of them. This move transformed Red Bull from a racing team into a true Formula One manufacturer. Beyond Formula One, the ambition only grew. Enter the RB17, a limited production, track-only hypercar, designed by Adrian Newey himself. Over 1000 horsepower, pure F1-inspired engineering, no racing regulations. Naturally, questions began to emerge. Could Red Bull take RB17 to Le Mans? Could this be Max Verstappen's next dream? And what about off-road? With Red Bull's DNA, could we one day see a Red Bull Dakar machine? Knowing this brand, nothing feels impossible. Red Bull's empire extends far beyond racing. They own Red Bull Ring, a Formula One circuit in Austria. They sponsor countless professional athletes across almost every extreme sport imaginable. Their headquarters in Salzburg connects the brand deeply to Austrian culture and engineering. And then there is Hangar 7, a spectacular aviation-inspired building housing Red Bull's legendary collection of Formula One cars, historic aircrafts, and motorsport icons. It's not a museum, it's a statement. Behind all of this stands Red Bull Media House, a content machine producing films, documentaries, magazines, live broadcasts, and digital storytelling at a global scale. Red Bull isn't just a sponsor, they are the media. So the real question is, how much bigger can Red Bull get? With Formula 1 dominance, engine development, hypercars, media power, and global cultural influence, the future looks exceptionally bright. From a reimagined Thai energy drink to a global motorsport and media empire. Red Bull's story is one of vision, audacity, and relentless execution. Red Bull didn't just give wings to athletes and machines, they gave wings to ambition itself. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Red Bull's rise, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.